I don't need to see loads of useless white male pilots. How many bloody white people were there, right? Like, what percentage were non-white? Like, virtually none. I couldn't see one. Who's the guy right at the back who may or may not have been black. RAF applicants are described as useless white males. Okay. The British Armed Forces have had quite an unpleasant history of racism, so I don't know if they're trying to just go too far the other way now. But we'll find out. Let's watch this.
British air power in Russia's backyard. These Typhoon jets patrol Estonia's skies on a mission to deter aggression. But back on the ground, anger is growing with the head of the Royal Air Force over a botched recruitment drive that's damaged morale and could...
To be fair, that is very white. Right? I'm not even like doing the thing of like we have to have... But like, Britain's 15% like non-white. Right? And that's like 100% white. So you should at least have like 10 to 15. Everything has to be exact. 10%. Like, is this fella here? Is he black? I think there's a guy in the back might be black.
Capability.
One. They got
Sky
one.
News has seen emails exposing the pressure put on RAF recruitment officers to attract more women and ethnic minorities. One email dated the 19th of January 2021 from a squadron leader.
I would be grateful if you could provide me with a breakdown of the candidates awaiting boarding by
leader talked about.
If we don't have enough BME and so in England they say BAME instead of BIPOC, just if people wanted to know, because we don't Indigenous English people are Celts, so or Saxons depending, right? So or a mix really. So we don't say that. So, female board, we need to make the decision to pause boarding and seek more BAME and female from the RF. What? I don't need to see loads of useless white male pilots. Bear in mind, the guy writing this is probably white, right? So it's not like they've got some crazed, but like. I don't see loads of useless white male pilots. Get me a bloody black one now.
Selection boards for new recruits, saying they'd been predominantly white male heavy. I don't really need to see loads of useless white male pilots. Selection boards are how the RAF chooses candidates to start training courses and are a vital process to maintain the force's fighting strength. But another email dated the 20th of January 2021 revealed, we've cancelled 2 boards next week due to them having no female, black, Asian and minority ethnic or priority branch on them. I've also been told by a source and via a Freedom of Information request that at least one white man officially complained he'd been unfairly disadvantaged by this kind of recruitment policy. As a white male, he'd been held back from joining a cyber training programme and missed out on a £5,000 bonus. The RAF has since found 30 other white men in a similar position.
But it looks like, this is so tough though. This is actually not that easy to work out, because you can't just discriminate people on the basis of race, even if you're just discriminating against white people and then making them lose out. But then on the other hand, how many bloody white people were there, right? Out of, what percentage were non-white? Like, virtually none. I couldn't see one. Who's the guy right at the back who may or may not have been black? He might have been white. I couldn't tell, right? So clearly, you should have diversity in the RAF, right? They're supposed to be defending Britain. How can they really defend us if they're only defending about 83% of us? Now, right? But still, if I'm going for a job and somebody goes, you can't come because you're white, well, I mean, on a personal level, I'm going to be pretty annoyed, especially if I missed out on £5,000.
My source says they're all being paid £5,000 and there could be many other white men also impacted. Air Chief Marshal Sir Mike Wigston denied any discrimination when he gave evidence to MPs in February. But the head of the Defence Committee isn't convinced and is waiting for the findings of an inquiry into the crisis.
on the face of it, it does look like the committee was misled. When the report comes out, I will seek guidance from my committee and invite Air Marshal Wigston back into the committee to answer questions, and we will put this very, very issue to him.
The inquiry was launched after the resignation of Group Captain Elizabeth Nicholl, who took charge of recruitment in March 2021. Sky News exclusively revealed she then quit last year in protest at what she deemed to be an unlawful order to discriminate against white men. Sky's Kay Burley then challenged the RAF boss.
I notice that we're not investigating the numbers of black people in the RAF. Let's just have a little look. Let's just check, right? 2.5%. For all around, so the armed forces generally seem to have kind of a problem. I mean, 8.8% of all armed forces personnel. This is in 2018, so it might be better now. Last update, see all updates. Let's have a look. Yeah, so, but still, 2.5%, even 8% is low, but.
And in any way, do you feel that safety was compromised by the fact that ethnic minorities and women, if I may finish this?
But then this isn't an issue, I think, that you sometimes see with certain types of diversity, right? Is that actually we don't look at the cause. So is it simply that not enough black people and Asian ethnic minority people are being selected? Or is it actually that for some reason not enough of them are applying, not enough of them go, which is an issue, right? If it turns out that, I don't know, if you're not white, you're really put off joining the army or the air force, well, I mean, okay, well, that's probably what's investigating, right? Like, why? Are you scared of racism? Is there a reason? Is it just a cultural thing? Maybe it's just a very white thing to do, right? But you right, I don't think that's true, though. Because, again, when we look at the armed forces, the overall percentage was 8%. It was like 2.5% for, like, officers and people in it. So,
question.
Yeah. I think you have to look at why
were favoured over others.
Okay, there was absolutely no drop in operational standards, no drop in any standards. There was no discrimination against any group.
The RAF insists it will continue to do everything.
I don't think he knows what to do, because he's like, hang on a minute, you're hassling us because we're not diverse and there's hardly any non-white people in the bloody Air Force. And now they're going, wait a minute, you discriminate against whites. Remember that Sky News is owned by Murdoch, although it is very reputable. So, you know, there is a slight right-wing bias there. But, yeah, that was a bit mad.